Hello and welcome, my featherweight butt fighters. How you doing today? It's Chris here, and today we're talking about the 5th tier mortar right here, the Blooncineration. I don't know why it's not the Blooncinator, but it's the Blooncineration King. So what this guy does is, he is cool, man. He's really, really cool, but the way you want to think of him is more of like a support tower, almost. I know that's going to sound really goofy to you guys, but just hear me out. Watch the video and learn. And if you are enjoying these videos, make sure you press that like button for me, man. Subscribe if you haven't either. Press that like button for me. I'd appreciate that a bunch. So this guy is, first of all, he's scary looking. I mean, look at him in the top left corner. He looks like an evil bear monstrosity that's like coming to eat my soul or something. And I'm not sure I like that. But maybe he's eating balloon souls, so that's that's a good thing. We don't like the balloons. Let's get them out of here. So before we actually talk about this guy, so we're noticing his explosion's not that big. He's really not doing anything too fancy over. He's not shooting really, really fast. Like, he must have something that's good about him, right? We'll get to that in a second. But like I said, he's more of a support tower almost than a balloon popper. But just wait and see why though. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the mortar, and yes, mortars are in Bloons Tower Defense 6. I know I've said that every single time on my mortar videos, but it's true, it's exciting. I know we want to see the engineer come into the game, we want to see the Dartling gun come into the game, and maybe even the balloon chipper come into the game, but I don't think it's going to happen, guys. I'm sorry. I wish that we could have the balloon chipper come into the game, but I don't think it's going to happen. I've heard the word from the bird, from the Ninja Kiwi right there, that it's probably not going to happen, but the engineer and Dartling gun are still up for grabs. We might have them come to the game eventually. So, the bottom path, though, this is what we're talking about first. We're going to go through the bottom path, and then we're going to talk about the other two upgrades and whether we should combine them with the bigger blast or the faster reload with the 5th tier bottom path mortar. So, increased accuracy, yes. Obviously, it seems like it's going to be really important. It was nice to have that combo as a mortar, like no matter what mortar you get in BTD5 or battles, you automatically can buy the increased accuracy. But in this game, you gotta pick, man. You can't get all 3 bottom path upgrades over here, so it sucks whether we want to pick to be accurate with our stuff, or get a bigger blast, or to shoot quickly. And honestly, there's no easy way around it. You gotta sacrifice one. And if we're going for the bottom path mortar, we gotta decide whether we're going to go for the bigger blast or the faster reload. And again, I think it depends on the situation a lot. Depends on, what's going to be, in the map. Is there going to be a big circle like this, where the bigger blast is going to make it so you can affect the entire circle? Or is it going to be, sort of a bad spot, where maybe you just want to make sure that no matter what, at least you can rapidly reload and hit as many balloons as you possibly can, maybe in a smaller location, sort of like this. So I think it depends on what you want to do and where you want to aim and all that stuff. And or if you're going to be moving this guy around a little bit. If you're going to be moving him around a lot, maybe you want to have the faster reload, so you can just hit and smack them and move on, and, butt smack those things so freaking hard. Butt smack them, yeah! Alright, and then, moving on, we've got, interesting, the Bernie stuff. So this is pretty standard. We're used to the Bernie stuff, but it's different this time around. We gotta talk about this. It's not the same, baby. Oh, it's gonna work completely different from well, I shouldn't say completely different. It's working 64% different from BTD5 in battles. In battles in BTD5, it's a very slow burn. It's kind of, it works its magic throughout the map. It lasts a pretty long time and it burns through 3 layers of balloon on top of the 1 balloon that you pop with that guy. But this time around, that's not the way it's going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this guy, I'm going to set this target right here. We're going to send out a pink balloon. Hopefully he hits it. If he doesn't hit it, that's okay. So we're going to burn it down into we pop it into a yellow, we set it on fire, but it's only going to go down to a blue. So that means we pop the 1 layer with the explosion, and then it burns through 2 more. Only 2 more. Not 3 more, guys. So that really frickin' sucks. Alright, I know, it's pretty much garbage, right? Well, not quite. It's not quite garbage. But, it doesn't seem like it matters that much for yellow balloon, like only 1 layer. Yeah, but if we've got a rainbow balloon coming in here, that's going to be a little bit different, because now we're popping, instead of from zebras down to blacks and whites, down to pinks, and all the way down to yellows, we still got that pink layer on top of that. And that, again, may not seem like that big of a deal, but that's like another 8 balloons that we're not popping at that point. That's a lot of freaking balloons. On top of the fact that we're not fighting 1 rainbow, we're often fighting big groups of rainbows, big groups of ceramics, big groups of other balloons, and without that Bernie stuff to burn through those multiple layers, this guy might not be as effective as we want him to be. So this is something you definitely have to keep in mind when playing with the birdie stuff. That's why I'm spending kind of a lot of time talking about this thing, because it is going to matter for you guys. Alright, and beyond that, though, it's okay. I mean, it's still going to burn through, you know, ceramic stuff like that down, you know, 2 layers. It's really not going to be all that effective against ceramics unless you somehow target really, really well or something like that. But don't expect this guy to burn through all these layers and just, like, kill ceramics in some way. That's never what he's designed for. But interestingly enough, what he can do, he can set Moabs on fire. So yeah, this is no joke, guys. We're talking about BFBs. We're talking about, you know, Zoma Gods over here. We're talking about setting things on frickin' fire. DDTs! No, we gotta get cam detection before that can happen. But wait for that, just a second, buddies, just a second. But it doesn't burn for very long. Don't think of this as actually doing any damage. I know it looks like it's on fire and it's like burning to a crisp and it's going to die any second now, but that's not what's happening at all. Look at the pop count. Very, very slow burns right here, guys. Doing it's minor and less damage than a dart monkey would do. You know, it's like, it's not good. Even though it looks cool and they put this entire thing on top of it, it's really not doing that much damage. And I honestly wish it was doing more damage. Even double or triple damage would have been more than enough to be like, birdie stuff is actually cool for Moab class balloons. Moving on, though, we're moving to the Signal Flare. So this is the first time we can get cool looking cam detection. If you guys aren't used to the other games, Signal Flare is going to be a pretty interesting way to pop camo balloons. For the most part, you know, we're kind of stuck with like ninjas, or crossbows, and dart monkeys, maybe wizards. Like, that's like the main camo detection that you're going to have. You know, especially in the early game, you don't have a lot of stuff to work with over here. But this guy can change that at least a little bit for a reasonable price. You know, we're talking about maybe a little less than $2 grand to get up to the Signal Flare here with your mortar. He's going to be able to pop and decamoize all the balloons. Hopefully all the balloons. If you put him in the right spot, if you get the bigger blast or the rapid reload in the right spot, he should be able to decamoize almost all the balloons right there. But don't think of him as a full out, no matter what, pops every single camo balloon. Think of him as more of a, he decamoizes lots of balloons, gets rid of lots of the camo balloons, but you're still going to need some sort of cleanup, whether it's a ninja or, you know, dart monkey or whatever. You still need some cleanup action here. Maybe even a spike factory if you want to mix that guy in here, which would be cool. But yes, he does work for all camo balloons, so if we want to camoize reds, blues, greens, yellows, pinks, blacks, purples, whatever, man. You're going to decamoize all these guys as long as he actually hits them. And you can see that going to town here, even ceramic balloons, if we can hit it. If we can hit it. If we can hit it. Why are we so bad at hitting ceramic balloons? There we go. Finally, we hit a ceramic balloon. We do decamoize it. But what about DD Tizzles? Alright, what about this guy, man? Alright, well, we gotta make sure we hit him first. Honestly, don't know if I hit them or not, but one easy way to test is by putting a dart monkey here and seeing if they decamoize. There we go. Definitely got a direct hit right there. Still not hitting it, though, so we cannot decamoize DDTs, which is a little bit upsetting. I kind of wish that you were be able to decamoize DDTs or something like that with this thing, but it seems almost too overpowered if it could do that. I mean, we're talking about just a few $100s to decamoize a full-on DDT over here. That just doesn't really make much sense. So here's another one. We're actually moving up to the 4th tier here, Shattering Shells. I think this is probably going to be the most overused mortar in the game. All right. Every single time you're going to try and go in late game, this is going to be almost a necessity for us over here, guys. The thing is, it's not going to help on every single map. It's not on every single round, but it will help out on some rounds drastically. And this is why. Let's read about it really quick, man. Let's read about this bad boy. All special balloon properties are destroyed off of each balloon struck by the Shattering Shells. So at first you're thinking, what the heck other special properties do we got? I mean, like, sure, there's like lead balloons. I mean, that's a special property. I guess we're burning through that thing. There's Moab property. No, there's not a Moab property. There's what kind of property do we have, dude? I guess we could get rid of, you know, some, you know, reinforced lead popping power here. That's kind of cool. Reinforced ceramic. The reinforced thing pops off. But what they don't tell you. Uh-oh. What-oh. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? So we can't do it to bad balloons, but we can do it to everybody else. We can get rid of these the banded or the reinforced action on top of these balloons, all the way up to Oh My God. I think. Hold on. Can we do it to DDTs though? Can't do it to DDTs, so it's only Moabs and BFBs. Okay, that's still gonna be really important though. There's a lot of really hard levels with banded Moabs and or BFBs over here. I'm gonna want to take those guys down. I actually thought it was gonna go up to Oh My Gods. That's the weirdest thing ever. I just assumed you could make a butt out of me and you, but I just assumed it was gonna do Oh My Gods because it did Moabs and BFBs for me earlier. So, well, guess I'm not good enough here, guys. You guys need to yell at me over here. But then a really, really expensive upgrade here to get all the way up to this Blooncineration upgrade right here. And here it is, man. Again, this scary little monkey in the top left corner. What is this thing gonna do for us? So, super hot birdie stuff burns through 5 layers of balloons each time. It can also burn up Moab class balloons. Are you kidding me right here, Chris? Are you kidding me right here? So let's do some regular balloons over here. Let's see what's going on. All right, if we hit a ceramic balloon, we knock it down to zebras. That's pretty good. But is it $50,000 good? Not really. At least not yet. What about a Moab class balloon? All right, let's check out some Moabs over here. So Moabs are going to move a little bit slower, so it's going to be easier to hit them for sure. If we hit them, they're going to start on fire. Ba-boom! We burn through these things, and actually, we're going to burn all the way down into ceramics with one hit. That's not too bad. And then we're burning through those ceramics down all the way into zebras with one hit. So this again is a 005 over here, so I'm not getting the bigger blast or the rapid reload on either of these guys. So the question is it worth it though? For single balloons, not really. It does not seem all that good. It seems almost like it's just a little too expensive for what we should be paying for this guy, right? I mean, we can burn through these higher tier Moab class and BFB balloons. That's not too bad. Still, lack of DDT popping power, though. That's a little sad, man. I kind of wish that was a thing, but no DDT popping power all the way through. What about a Oh My God class balloon, though? And I know I'm showing through all of these things because it's an interesting tower. And I still question whether it's going to be worth it or not. I'm not sure. That's the best information I can give you guys right now. I'm not sure. I think if you get those levels where you got a lot of BFBs, a lot of Moabs, and you just need something to sort of clean up some of the balloons up in the front here, this could be a decent guy to use. Sort of just start off the damage. Don't think of him as a cleanup tower. Think of him as just doing some damage right from the get-go. No matter what, this thing is going to go through a lot of layers. Let all of your rest of your towers just kill the rest. And then I believe that the bad balloon still, as usual, man, is not going to get really done up all that well here, man. I mean, we're burning through him, but he's got 20,000 health, so it's really not that good. But what you can see, though, is that when we burn, we do 100 damage per burn, right? So 64, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 400, 5, 7, 8, 9, 4,000. Like, that was bad numbers right there. But you can see it was 100 burns per burn, I guess, which is pretty cool. So, last thing I want to talk about, though, with this Bloon Incineration, is should we get bigger blast and Bloon Buster? Or should we go for the middle path? Should we go for the faster reload, rapid reload, and then get all the way up to the Bloon Incineration? And again, I think it depends on what you're looking for right here, man. I mean, if you look at the difference in speed right here, it's pretty clear. It's about 2 times as fast, man. It's pretty freaking solid right there, the ridiculous speed that we can shoot with this guy. That is nice, but then having that bigger explosion radius, being able to affect the entirety of this area right here, might be pretty important. So, again, I think it depends on what you're doing, depends on what you're looking for over here. This seems like a pretty cool way to just kind of clean up some of the balloons, do a great job, and just go to town and hopefully start using the mortars a little bit more in your gameplay, man. I'm excited to show them off, and hopefully you guys are excited to use them a little bit more. But again, like I said, I don't think that I can give you a final exact answer. It depends on the positioning and where you're going to use them and how you're going to use them over here, whether you want to go for the Bloon Buster or the other upgrades. But it does look like the Bloon Buster doesn't seem to do any extra damage, so it's mostly just the bigger blast, Let's see. What did we have? We had ceramics earlier. But, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. The last thing that really, really sucks over here. Oh, it does do an extra layer. Okay. Hold on. Hold the phone. This does do an extra layer. So it does the extra initial layer right there, and then the burning stuff is going to go through and continue through one more layer. Instead of going down to zebras, it's going to be blacks and whites. But this is the sucky thing about this one, is if I send out... Oh, God. We're talking about a 5th tier tower without black or zebra popping power, and it can't start burning through things if it's got black or zebra popping power? That sucks. And it really, really does. Like, for a 5th tier, should we just say that, like, you know, we need it, Ninja Kiwi? I think we need it. I don't know. What do you guys? What's your guys' opinion on that? Let me know in the comments below, of course, whether you think that we should have automatic black popping power for a 5th tier mortar over here, or if we should just say, well, it's already really good, we don't need it. Let the other towers take care of the lower level balloons, and you got a pretty fair tower right here. Let me know in the comments below. Press that like button if you haven't, and of course, have a super duper delicious day.